with me again today, Roxy M. Carter. Always put the M in there. I hate to be repetitious, but there is some Roxys out there. I guess from after what I learned, there's so many of us all over this planet. So I'm Roxy M. Carter. You want to know what it stands for? I'm going to share it with you. It's our secret. It's called Marshall. Roxy Marshall Carter. But if you say Marshall, I really don't respond to it. They've been calling me Roxy, Roxy, Roxy forever. So, I don't respond to it no more than my dog would respond to some big long name that I would give it. And I just call her Cora baby. I just want to welcome you aboard today. We're going to be talking about, you ready for this one? Talking, communicating. Oh yeah, trust me, this is not going to be a lame duck conversation. Oh my God, do I got a lot to say about it. On the first demo, I talked about being Greek. And I don't know if you saw my big fat Greek wedding, but oh my God, us Greeks, we do talk. We're known to talk. I don't know what it is. It's something inbred in us. So anyway, we do talk, and I have a lot to say because it's going to be about talking today. And you're going to learn something, I hope, really different, because this is called Roxy M. Carter's All Aboard. And it's taking you on my magical train ride, and I'm taking you on an adventure into looking out the window, looking left and right, looking all around the scenery. I want you to start noticing the scenery. It's other people. How do they react when you talk? I don't know anything. I don't have time to think about that. Well, you really should pay attention to it, because many times you realize there's nothing wrong with you or what you say or how you talk. But when you're around two particular groups of people, now there's more, but these are the two biggies. When you are around these two groups of people that I'm just going to throw out there, okay, for you, they aren't going to be your biggest fans. They are not going to be fond of you. And they're either going to try to shut you up, put chloroform over your face, or do something. And what used to happen a lot, and I had two narcissists in my life, two really big ones early on. Luckily, early on is the key here. And they both would roll their eyes, and they both would get up and walk out of the room when I talked. And you know why people get up and walk out of a room when you talk? You know what a real thing is? Because nobody tells you this. Did your mother tell you this? Did they teach you this in school? Roxy is going to teach you this today on our All Aboard destination about talking, because you're getting too freaking close to the truth. And when they don't want you to hit the truth, they don't want you to hit the nail on the head. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. I'm gone. I'm out of here. And some of them even do a really big dramatic thing. They push the chair back. They walk out hoping to stifle you, to shut you up so you won't go there. What does that mean? So if you don't go there, then it never gets resolved. And you think, I want to cry. I can't get it resolved. I don't know what to do. I can't get things resolved. They don't want you to get anything resolved because they want to stay the same. It's working for them people. It's not working for you. That's why you're trying to talk. That's why you're trying to get it up and out. It's working for them so they can continue the same behavior, treat you the same, and do the same, because they have no intention of changing, and they handpicked you. Here's another one. Did you know the people who are trying to muzzle you, shut you up, and do all these dramatic things to make you just quit dropping, or like, drop it, drop it. You know what that's about? They handpicked you, and they're really upset that now you're waking up. Remember the first series we did on playing blind? They're very upset you're not playing blind anymore. They picked you. People out there in your life have handpicked you because they picked you because they could get away with things, because you were the type they assumed or thought would play blind. They're really upset that you've grown. They're very upset that you woke up. So let me just look at a couple things here on my cheat sheet, and we're going to put on my famous big Roxy glasses. Oh my gosh, there's so much to see when I put this on. Oh my gosh. I guess I really did need the eye test I took recently. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so here's the two biggies who really go where their head spins around. They get nuts, they get crazy, or they can actually get really mean with you. Mean, and they try to scare you. Actually, some people who are in the abusive category will grab you, touch you, hit you. They will go even to the crazy. We're calling it the Crazy Joe extremes, to make you stop. because they counted that you would play blind and you would never address it. But the two people who are out there, let's just say they're not really physically dangerous to you. They could be, but let's just say they're not. Let's call them a little on the benign side. You're not even sure if they are or not because you've been walking on eggs not to upset them by weighing everything in the scales of everything you say. And by the way, that's not normal. If you think it's normal to weigh everything in the scales, you say 20 times before you say it, honey, it's nothing wrong with you. There's something off with them. And here's what it is. Those two groups of people I want to chit chat about, and I'm going to put them right up in the foreground. So these are the people that are not going to like me. You know, they are not going to like me. You know what it's about? They are the narcissists and the control freaks. And you go, no, wait a minute. So why would narcissists and control freaks not dig Roxy? Well, I'm going to tell you why they're not going to like me. They're not going to like you. They are not going to think you're cool anymore. They are going to act very cool to you, cold, or they're going to ignore you or pretend they're breaking up with you. They're leaving you. They don't call you anymore. You respond. You send out a text. They don't call you. They're trying to ice you by removing love off of you. So you will go back to what the first podcast was. So you will just simply play blind. And now this one's on talking communications. They don't want you to talk. You ever hear this saying? This is something from way back in the old days, even way before I was around. I mean, really, because I know my grandparents would say it. Shut up and be seen and not heard. I mean, you know what? I mean, it's just like somebody pulling out a roll of duct tape. Hey, just to shut your mouth, because I'm Greek. So here's how it would be in the Greek. Hey, you shut your mouth. Okay, you shut your mouth. You just to be seen, and we see you. You no talk. We don't hear what you say. And they drowned it out. Well, here's what else is really happening here. The narcissist believes, all narcissists, they believe they're the smartest people on the planet. They believe they have figured out how to get everybody to say and do everything they want. They're manipulators. You know what a puppeteer is? They have the puppet strings and they pull the strings. And a narcissist, when they pull the string, they know if they say this, you'll do that. If they say that, you'll do this. Now, what happens, God forbid, the puppet decides, like Pinocchio, to wake up and start talking back. Now, we aren't even saying yelling, screaming. You even question them. You even look like you're not happy and delighted with them. You even act or say verbally anything that you've caught on to what's going on. You are up to your nose in trouble because they're going to turn on you. You usually get very cold, very icy, storm out of the room, or just have nothing to say and sit there. And if you go to hug them or give them a kiss or anything, they sit there like a statue, like, I can't believe you did that to me. Now let's look at the controllers. The controllers, these people are scary. They're very, very scary. And unfortunately, people who are parents who are controllers, we're going to call them control freaks, whether it's a mother, a father, or a mother and a father where they tag team their kids. Controllers, they scare you into not talking. They scare you because if it's your parents, hey, we're not going to tuck you in. You're not going to get your favorite treat. We're taking this away, that away. I mean, there are things you got to take away from your kids when you're disciplining them. There are things like that. That's healthy control because that's your job as a parent. But the controllers, the control freaks, they only have one seat. I'm going to tell you about the controllers' one seat. When you talk, here's what they say. I am the only captain of the ship. I am the only one with the good ideas. Myself, and I, these controllers are so, and it don't even mean they like themselves or love themselves. Do you know that many of them actually have self-loathing? Self-loathing. Controllers have very high levels of self-loathing. And the only way they like themselves is by watching people. They convince themselves that they're okay because people are doing what they say. So they think, well, I must be okay because look at how everybody's following me. They get rid of people who they can't control. They try to scare it out of you. They quit hugging and touching and being close and intimate, anything until you stop. If you go back to the first podcast about playing blind, let's go back to that one, honey. Go back to the first one. If you don't play blind, that means you notice things. And once you start peeking under the mask, and if you even drop a hint or you even show that you're waking up to this, Houston, we got another problem. Yeah, tower, tower, we got a problem because right now they're not going to tolerate it. They're used to only controlling. The narcissist is only used to saying, you're going to follow everything I want. You're going to think I'm great. And the minute you show any signs, you might leave them. You might not like them so much. You show any even expression on your face. They're both very, very attuned to watching for those things. They're like Hawkeye, that when you speak up and you say what you have to say, they have a huge behavior change. The biggest one is they ice you, they neglect you, and they leave you by yourself. And you know why? The controllers and the narcissists do that when you speak up. And this is going to be about speaking up today, talking, using your voice box, that little thing that God put here right in your throat. If you've been sick and they've ever had to take it out for any reason, honey, you don't have a voice box, okay? But you can still write it on paper, what you have to say to a person about what you think of them or how bad things are, okay? Get a chalkboard, okay? Get an erase board. But if you got a throat and you got a voice box, God, the creator of the universe, wants you. He gave you one. He gave you a little tongue so you could form the words. He gave you a brain, a tongue that forms the words, and a voice box to get it up and out what you need to say. So if you're somebody that it's really sad if this is happening to you, that, I'm afraid to say anything. I'm just afraid to say anything. I don't know what'll happen. And then the controllers and the narcissist, again, being the two of the worst, I call them the demonics of arrogance and controlling everything in the world. These individuals will do anything, even if they have to lose in a situation, even if they invested a lot of time and money in you, because they don't want to hear that you don't like everything about them. Because see, most the narcissists and your control freaks, they really don't like themselves. There's an awful lot they don't like about themselves. They know their own secrets about themselves. They know what goes on behind closed doors. And when they come out, they present themselves like the captain of the ship or like, some big celebrity like, hello, I'm perfect. So these are things that you need to know. One other thing I want to talk about, and this is not something that is a weird topic, but the thing called chakras are something that Chinese found. I think it's very intelligent, actually. Chinese 6,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago. I was not around then, so I'm not acting like I was hanging out with the Chinese. And I know this stuff. I read, I learn, I absorb information, but the Chinese knew, because I believe God gives wisdom to people, that there are 7 centers, main centers in your body. They go right down from the center of your body, like from the top of your head to your spinal cord. And one of the chakra areas is your throat chakra. And you can always tell if you are having problems getting it up and out, or somebody's muzzling you, or you're in fear of saying what you say to your boss, to your mate, to your kid. Oh, what if they leave me? What if they fire me? Oh my, oh my, oh me, oh my, Then they paint a picture to make you think how awful that's going to be without them, which actually your life will be better without them. But they paint this picture. But the throat chakra has so many side effects to it. Remember, we're talking about the side effects for playing blind, eyesight problems, allergies, cataracts, glaucoma, even that bulging eye thing that goes on, all kind of stuff. That was the first one. But with the throat chakra or your throat area where you are not getting it up and out, you're going to always be clearing your throat. Listen to people who are going, Okay, it's really classy. I had to do that for you, but they're throat clearers, okay? And the ones who do all this throat clearing, it's the throat chakra is backed up. That's a sign, a signal the body is saying. People who are constantly getting sore throats, I got a sore throat. Or you know what, the real problems, the ones who are really suffering. I used to get it all the time. I don't get it no more because you can tell I talk. But when I didn't talk, when I held everything back in, I was a sponge. I absorbed. I was getting laryngitis all the time. So pay attention. Do you get laryngitis? Do you have that thing where you're going to be going, And also, when you do talk, and if you've had people in your life who acted like what you have to say is not important, or they're always interrupting you, or, whatever you say means nothing, maybe that was their way to shut you up so you wouldn't talk. But the symptoms that you have been oppressed by people like that, there are symptoms in the human body. Are you following me on this? That you've been oppressed with this. There's clearing of the throat. There's actually people who have their tonsils. They've never had a day's problem with them. People are constantly having their tonsils infected, tonsillitis, tonsil this, tonsil that, and also stuff that goes into the ears, which we're going to talk about hearing also. When you lose your hearing, why you're losing your hearing, what's going on with a whole bunch of things that going on in the head, which is ear, eye, nose, and throat, which that's a whole nother one coming up. But in today, we're going to be winding things up here. I want you to realize that you have a thing called a throat chakra. These wise people, because it's a wisdom show, okay? I'm throwing this out. It's a wisdom show here today. All aboard Wisdom with Roxy M, okay? This is supposed to be helping you to know that 6,000 years ago, these very, very wise men, gurus, whatever they were, they knew that is a thing called a chakra. And when that area gets infected, affected, that it causes things physically in your body. Well, here we go. We're winding up a show. So I need you to subscribe, share, like. I'm going to be back with you. This was now the first one. Don't forget, the first podcast was all about playing blind. We don't want you to play blind. Play it, replay it, share, like, subscribe. And about this one, this is also about talking, communication, and who are those people who are always trying to shut you up. I'd get a pencil and paper each time you do join my show here, by the way. But I want you tonight, if you got to take the paper and pen in the bathroom so nobody sees you, write down the name of the actual people who are always trying to muzzle you because they don't want you to say and speak up about things that need to be spoken up. So subscribe, share, hit share, like, all the above. And I'm so enjoying this journey with you. All aboard Wisdom with Roxy M. Carter. Get ready. We're already working on the next segment just for you. Bye now.